Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the SWUS. College Basketball Thursday. This weekend should be a big college basketball weekend with the NBA being on All-Star break. Going to be a lot of eyes on college basketball. Should be a lot of fun. However, this particular Thursday, not exactly a loaded slate. We should have about 8 or 9 games queued up for the live show tomorrow at 3 p.m. For this video, though, I'm going to go through 4 games. So let's get it started.
Welcome to the SWUS. The SWUS. Hey, get the SWUS.
First up, we're starting out in the Big Ten. We got Northwestern on the road out here in Jersey. Rutgers laying 2.5 points at home. The total sitting at 131.5. Betting trends on the Northwestern side, just 2-4-1 against the spread on the road this year, 7-6 against the spread in conference play, 1-1-1 against the spread as a road dog this year. On the Rutgers side, Scarlet Knights are 6-6 against the spread as favorites this year, 7-5 against the spread in Big Ten play, and 2-6 against the spread with 4+ days off. If we take a look at the recent schedule for these two teams, Northwestern 3-2 of their last 5 with the 17th strongest schedule though, so they've played a strong schedule. Rutgers 3-2 in their last 5 with just the 72nd strength of schedule. That being said, Northwestern, their 3 wins in the last 5, all at home. They lost both their road games. But also at the same time, Rutgers just 1-2 in their last 3 at home. So let's match up Northwestern's offense against Rutgers' defense, and Rutgers has the edge on defense here. Rutgers has been playing great defense. Look at the last 5 games, 12th in efficient field goal percentage. They've also been forcing a lot of turnovers, 13th in forced turnover rate. Northwestern's offense has been good, but I give the edge to Rutgers here, even with the strength of schedule disparity. And check out the shot charts on this side of the court as far as 3-point shooting. Northwestern is 8th and 6th in field goal percentage from the above the break and corner 3-point shots. That's great. Top 10 in both. But look at Rutgers' defense. Rutgers' defensive efficiency against the 3-point shot, 11th above the break and 6th against the corner 3. So Rutgers is playing elite D against the 3-point shot. Now, on the other side of the court, though, we have to give the edge to Northwestern's defense. Not that Northwestern's defense has been anything special, but Rutgers has really struggled offensively. Just 349th in efficient field goal percentage in the last 5. Northwestern also has the rebounding edge and the turnover edge here on this side of the court. As far as shot charts on this side, I mean, I guess we can point to the mid-range shot. Rutgers is 12th in frequency from the mid-range. So Rutgers has been shooting a lot of mid-range shots. Northwestern 167th in defensive efficiency against the mid-range shot. I mean, that's pretty razor thin, but that's really all I can find here in the shot charts. As far as betting this game, I expect a lot of action to come in on Northwestern at the +2.5. So I expect Northwestern to be a bit of a public dog. I can't personally bet this one, obviously, because it's Rutgers and I'm in New Jersey. But if I could, I'd bet Rutgers. I'd lay the 2.5. I think it's a sharp favorite here. So Rutgers -2.5 next game. SMU is on the road at Tulane. Tulane catching 2.5 points at home. The total sitting at 159.5. Betting trends on the SMU side, 6-2 against the spread on the road this year, SMU. 5-1 against the spread in conference play. 3-2 against the spread as road favorites this year. On the Tulane side, they're 2-0 against the spread as home dogs this year. 7-5 against the spread at home and 6-5 against the spread in conference play. If we take a look at the schedules from these two teams in the last 5, I mean, it's pretty one-sided here. SMU 4-1 in their last 5. Tulane 1-4, and SMU's actually played a stronger schedule in that stretch. SMU 1-1 in their last 2 on the road. Tulane 1-1 in their last 2 at home. So let's start by taking a look at the matchup for the SMU offense against Tulane's defense. Definitely give the edge to SMU on this side of the court. Efficient field goal percentages are actually pretty close to even, but look at the rebounding advantage here. 7th to 325th, and look at the turnover edge. 39th to 349th. Also, I like what I'm seeing from the shot zones here. SMU takes a lot of shots at the rim and a lot of shots from the long mid-range. Look at Tulane's defensive efficiency in those two zones, 324th and 241st. Now, on the other side of the court, we might have to give the slight edge to Tulane's offense, but still, huge rebounding advantage still for SMU. But efficient field goal percentage is 162nd to 282nd. Also, the turnover edge goes to Tulane as well, but still, big rebounding advantage for SMU. Here's the kicker for me, though. Here's what put me onto SMU. Look at the shot frequency at the rim for Tulane's offense, 128. So they take a decent amount of shots at the rim. Look at SMU's defense at the basket. I mean, they're not playing the best defense overall, but they're 68th in defensive efficiency protecting the rim, which should match up well and give Tulane problems. So I'm going to lay them. SMU's been a great team to bet on the road so far. I don't mind laying 2.5. SMU minus 2.5 next game. Pac-12 is up next. Colorado on the road at UCLA. UCLA catching 1.5 points at home. I actually see this open as a pick. It's only open on 2 books. One's 1.5 and one's a pick. Total sitting at 137.5. Betting trends on the Colorado side. Buffs are just 1-6 against the spread on the road this year. 6-10 against the spread with equal rest. 4-9 against the spread in conference play. On the UCLA side, they're 3-8 against the spread at home. 11-11-2 against the spread overall on the season. 8-4-1 against the spread in Pac-12 play. If we look at the schedule for these two teams in the last 5 games, UCLA's won 5 straight. They're 5-0. Colorado just 2-3. But look at the strength of schedule numbers. Colorado is 43rd. UCLA 204th. So congrats on winning 5 games in a row, but against who? UCLA. If we take a look at the matchup in the last 5 games between Colorado's offense and UCLA's defense, kind of a wash on this side of the court. Now, I know these numbers may look like the edge goes to UCLA, but these are numbers from the last 5 games. And like we just pointed out, Colorado's played a much stronger schedule than UCLA. These numbers are actually close. Look at the efficient field goal percentage, 194th to 161st. Rebounding edge does go to UCLA. We have to give them credit for that, but other than that, I actually think this is a wash on this side of the court. Also, I like the matchup for Colorado's offense on the interior. Shot frequency in the paint, 84th for Colorado, 116th at the rim. So they do attack the interior a lot. Look at the defensive efficiency numbers for UCLA in the last 5 games in those 2 zones. 270th, 273rd. On the other side of the court, we got the UCLA offense. And honestly, I'd give the slight edge to Colorado on this side of the court as well. Efficient field goal percentage, 296 to 283rd. But keep in mind, like we just said, strength of schedule. These are in the last 5 games. Colorado's played a much stronger schedule. Colorado's even got the rebounding advantage on this side of the court. Turnovers may be a problem, though. I can't see Colorado creating many turnovers, but other than that, I like the matchup for Colorado's defense. As far as shot charts for the UCLA offense, they do take a lot of mid-range shots, and Colorado doesn't have the best defensive numbers against the mid-range shot. You can see frequency in the paint and from the long mid-range, 43rd and 7th. Colorado defensive efficiency, 270th and 163rd. So, I mean, that's a nice little angle for UCLA if you're on the Bruins. But I am not. I am on the Buffs here. I know a lot of people are scared to take Colorado on the road, and I mean, I can't say I blame them, but we're talking about a pick 'em here, and one team is significantly better than the other. UCLA's won a bunch of games in a row against nobodies. Finally, they get a tougher game. Colorado wins this one. Give me Colorado money line next game. Sticking with the Pac-12, we got Utah on the road at USC. Trojans catching 1.5 points at home. The total sitting at 149. Betting trends on the Utah side. Utes just 1-5 against the spread on the road this year. 0-2 against the spread as road favorites. 4-4 against the spread coming off a loss. On the USC side, 2-7 against the spread as underdogs this year. 5-8 against the spread in conference play. 6-8 against the spread coming off a loss. As far as the recent schedule in this matchup, both of these teams are 1-4 in their last 5 games. Utah gets a bit of a pass, though. They've played a much stronger schedule. 42nd in strength of schedule in the last 5. USC back at 194th. We'll start with the matchup for Utah's offense, and I'd give the edge to Utah on this side of the court. Efficient field goal percentage, 180th to 171st. And remember, Utah's played a much stronger schedule in the last 5. Utah also has a big rebounding advantage here. Turnover slightly to USC, but again, you got to keep this strength of schedule in mind. On the other side of the court, we got USC's offense, and I mean, it's tough to really gauge. Obviously, Collier's been back for 2 games now, so we expect USC's offense to be better. This is the last 5 games. He's only played in 2 of them. I guess I give the slight advantage to USC on this side of the court. And speaking of Isaiah Collier, we have to mention that he's been playing pretty well. He's been back for 2 games. He's averaging 19 points per game, 3 assists per game, 38% from the floor. He accounts for 26% of the team's scoring in those 2 games. The problem is we've seen the production from Boogie Ellis fall off. I mean, he was a guy who really helped pick up the slack with Collier out. He was averaging over 12 points a game, shooting over 37% from 3. With Collier back, just 7.5 points per game, 25% from 3. So we need both of these guys functioning at the same time. As far as betting this game, I mean, look, Utah is probably the better team here, but they've been so bad on the road. USC's got their pieces back at home. The 2 games they've played since Collier returned were both on the road. Eventually, this team's going to come out and give us a good performance, and I think this might be the spot for it. Give me USC money line. Like I said earlier, live show 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go through 8 or 9 college basketball games. NBA live show at 4 p.m. Eastern time. There's only 3 games tomorrow, but we'll go through them. If you're able to make it, would love to see you in the comments. If you want my top bets, parlays of the day, or you'd like to join our Discord, head over to KyleKirms.com. Information's right there on the homepage. let's have ourselves a great Thursday night. Not the most loaded basketball night, but this weekend should be great. So let's start it off on a good foot. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.